Hello, bicycles. My name is Hotzelcy and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, where our rocket returns. This is the first hydrogen rocket that returns, and in the last episode we went through the different stages of fueling and fuel combination for our rocket. So now we are at the stage of hydrogen, oxygen, liquid oxygen setup. Currently, we are still flying out to one of the nearest asteroids, one of these, because from there we get iso resin, which we need for more insulated pipes. But the final goal is all the way out here. And fuel-wise, what we need currently, that's 333 kilograms of fuel. But if we want to reach that temporal rift, 18,000 kilometers out, we need about 3 tons. And this means we need 4 fuel tanks and 2 tanks for liquid oxygen. So having the fuel tanks here at the bottom, that means we have fuel up to here. Then we have 2 oxygen tanks. Then we have, for now, the cargo, which we later will replace with what is it called? Sightseeing module, so we can have a passenger along with the pilot, and then we can stick the cockpit on top. So that means here the lowest 2 research modules, they will be switched out for liquid oxygen, and then we want to replace the lower ones with fuel. So let's add that here. That's all insulate, and we probably don't even have enough for that. So the goal here is, let's first build the pipe hitch and then replace the rocket modules, with the prospect of sending our duplicants away from this desolate, tragic meteor. Probably we should think about how we can get more help with the work that's needed to be done here in the colony, while the number dwindles because more and more duplicants are leaving. And that is why we have this trade here, where we basically can build our own robots that can take on most tasks that the duplicants do. But let's clean up a bit first, because we need some planters, and we need a pump, a gas pump to be precise. Let's have that one here. That connects like this. Then let's have a high pressure gas vent. And we need a bit of power. We shall make it out of copper. And we bring that over here, up there, through here. And then we can connect there. This wire has not yet reached full capacity, so it should not be a problem to hook up a few more things. And then let's see, we need those spores, these ones. And I am thinking we should be able to get them through here. And maybe here on the diagonal, once we have uprooted this, here we can probably do something. And then we can plant those over there. We also have one in here. And I'm not sure. I think we need a lantern for this one to plant it. And in the meantime, up here, we have collected enough material to finish the pipe here. Also let out everything down here, because the lower three sections will be for hydrogen, and then we have 2 for liquid oxygen. Here we will have our sightseeing module, and on top the cockpit. So basically, cockpit comes 2 down. However, in order to do that, maybe we want to break this apart here and repair gantry. So our astronaut can leave, and we will need another gantry down here, which probably makes these obsolete. With a bit of digging around here and some wiggling around, I have managed to fill this room with carbon dioxide, and also figured that the plants, the sporchets, go in these pots. So we have this room sealed off, so we can actually plant them in here. And once that is done, we should be good to go. We probably, what we want to have is a switch here for our pump. Can be copper, of course. Let's make it on this side. Connect that. And then once we turn the pump off, we have to clean out the pipe here. Cannot have hydrogen in there. Or maybe we should do that before we plant. Too late. Because we don't want to have anything else than carbon dioxide in here, and emptying the pipes will let out a tiny bit of other gases. So let's finish that, and then up here we have better rocket. We have everything laid out, and all that we need to do now is replace this cargo bay with a sightseeing module, and then fill up the tanks. We need 2,995. So 3 times 900, that's 27. That means we need 295 here. And here that's 27, which means another 295 in the last one. And then of course here we'll have the sightseeing module, which we can gain access with our ladders here nicely. And with that we should be able to reach the outer reach. But I think maybe first, before we send the first duplicants off, we should make sure that our setup down here actually works. And we can produce the robots to replace our labor force. The setup should now work. We do have a nice quantity of spores in here, so the last thing that hopefully remains is restoring the building so we can actually make use of it. Our first creature matured, and now it's time to see this whole thing happening. Yes, and we're already building the shell for the second one. It's growing, so while these have limited lifetime, I think we are good enough to go with what we have. So now we can focus on what we need in order to get our duplicants off. All is set and working with our little robot friends, and here our rocket is also ready. So now we can decide who we want to send off first, and maybe we want to have a look at capabilities, which capabilities we want to retain a bit longer and which we can send off first. So one thing we should consider is that for every rocket we need a pilot. So we need a rocket piloting at best. So probably those that are already there, like Nisbet is currently rocking the current rocket, but basically Ren has a penchant for rocket piloting. We could get him there. Others are also pretty close. So they probably should not go into the capsule. So maybe I'm thinking let's start with Abe. Do we have anyone else who can super hard digging? No. Okay, then maybe Ada. Ada is the lucky one. And once she's in, we can retract the gantries and launch the rocket. There she goes. Let's pull those in. And let's go all the way out here. Alright, there we go again. That's 2 duplicants off so far. And we can see now we can build a second rocket, which I will continue doing. The second rocket is ready to go, so let's send it off all the way. And do it again. It looks like you can only send your duplicants off into the rift once. So I will have to have a think how I can retire the duplicants in some other way. Our 10 remaining duplicants have been living in this asteroid for nearly 3,000 cycles rent-free, but if we consider the game name, Oxygen Not Included, that's not entirely true here, because we, for the most part, have supplied them readily with oxygen. Well, I think we will see to that error now by cutting off the supply of water that we're using to produce all that oxygen. And then we will see where that will lead us. It looks like the oxygen in our base is almost gone. Also here we are apparently missing some suits, but on the remaining we also are running out of oxygen. And due to the fact that we're still producing oxygen up here for our fuel, we don't get a message that we are consuming more oxygen than we are producing. But I think soon we should see an effect on our duplicants. It starts happening, and as a side effect, because we are not producing oxygen here, we are not pumping or powering this pump, which means we have all these nasty gases in here, which stifle our main food production. And there we have the first 3 deaths in a row. That brings us down to 7 duplicants. And we do have some graveyards here. We have some more here. Two of them are already buried. Another death. And another one. I suppose now it will go downhill quickly. Yes, we are down to 4 duplicants. This one that can go out here using the atmosuits. They can take a breather by taking out the oxygen from the suit, but that's just a temporary thing because eventually oxygen will run out here. So looking at it, the only source of oxygen that we still have is this oxyfern, which will not produce enough oxygen for even one duplicant. So we're down to 4 duplicants, and I would expect to see that number going down pretty soon. It might be that the next set of duplicants will not die because of lack of oxygen, but lack of food. If we look here, Otto, it's going radically down, and all remaining 4 are starving. So Otto was the first, and there he goes. Abe will be the next. Still has a few calories left. Then Bunny, and lastly Trivaldo. Oh no, Trivaldo has even less calories, so I would expect Trivaldo is the one going next. We can also see that stress levels are rising because of all these uncertainties. There goes Abe. There goes Bunny. And he is dead too, which means our colony is lost. Or all our duplicants are delivered. And with that, we are at the end of this series, and probably of all the series for this game. I hope you enjoyed it. This series, the last ones, there are quite a few, so if you want to see more and you have missed them, check those out. Until next time, goodbye!